It's the NFL on EA Sports. And all eyes are on the Jaguars. Burner at wide receiver. He was a game breaker last week. Over 200 yards receiving. It's the Jaguars and the Texans. And it comes your way next on Madden NFL 24.
The calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
And they will elect to not bring this one out, as our first drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They're brought out by a fifth-year pro coming off a career season as a passer and a runner. It's Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes, because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. You look at this Jaguar defense, currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game, because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now Jones. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack. On fourth down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Take it at the 37. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Well, the Jaguars ready to go on offense for the first time, and they're led by the former number 1 pick in the draft in his 3rd season now, Charles, Trevor Lawrence.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at their own 44. They go play action with Lawrence. Rolling to his right. But he's going to take a shot right away. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson: 18 carries, 55 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and now 2 yards to go on third down. So they give up the completion there, but defensively, Charles, you're going up against a quarterback here who's had some moments, but really a lot of ups and downs in the early part of his career. What's the plan against a guy like this?
Well, you want to rattle him first and foremost. Bring some people at him, a couple extra guys in the pocket, see if he can handle it. The second thing, you want to make him think. Show him one look, go to another, disguise a few things, make him throw into what you call your defensive traps, and try and make some good plays on the ball and get a few takeaways.
And this will... Now it's a question of where they'll mark it, and they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 16 carries, 98 yards, too shy of 100.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Lawrence now off the bootleg, sliding out of the pocket. Open man downfield, it's Palmer. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They'll run on first down with Akers.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
The Jaguars at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's Lawrence. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Lawrence. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that. The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Blanketed coverage by Houston makes it 4th down.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
It'll be a touchback. The ball brought out to the 25 as Mickens will not return it. Houston set to take over. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Throwing, Jones. And he couldn't get that one to his man. Short of him, it's low and incomplete. Kendrick Bourne, the intended receiver. Third down here. You look at this Jaguar defense. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They get increasing sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if we can get to it.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The offense trots back out, ready for this next drive, and there's the running back, Cam Akers.
And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong, only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity. That's our bread and butter. That's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. And I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to back that.
You turned into a heck of a DB, though, partner.
52 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Play action. It's Lawrence.
And it's incomplete.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Lawrence will throw.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Here's Mickens to return. 6-yard return after a punt of 48.
And the Texans will take over.
At their own 23-yard line.
And now out comes Houston.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll
lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
To throw on 2nd down, Jones. And that is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
To throw on 3rd down, Jones. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and learning all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
Texans football to start quarter 2, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Looking to throw. Jones. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow.
Jones pass. Complete to Hunter Renfrow. A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. Gets it away, and I don't think Peterson will get a chance to touch this one. Angling for the sideline. The offense trots back out, ready for this next drive. And there's the running back, Cam Akers. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Texans are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Trenton Simpson in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Off the bootleg, Jones. Taken in left side, it's Wilson. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd down, Jones. And he can't escape, and down he goes. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out, because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. He starts with a give to Akers. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans
Texans scoop it, and they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Do you remember?
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure.
After review of the play.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now Lawrence. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
On third down, Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Akers.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now 3rd down and 7. From midfield now, Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 26. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And credit the tackle to Brandon Jones.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On 2nd down, Lawrence.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. Then a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on first down.
And he stopped immediately there.
Halted in his tracks by Keanu Benton. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Jones. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Jordan Davis. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Looking to throw. Jones.
The open man here, run throw.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will tie us at
3-3. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. Martin, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Jones now throwing on 3rd and long. That's complete right side to Kmet. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The kick by Elliott is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The offense trots back out, ready for this next drive. And there's the running back, Cam Akers. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lawrence. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And now at this point in the first half, You've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Open man downfield is Hardman. He's got it. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will tie things up at 6-6. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
So still a little bit of time following the made field goal, but we are tied as the kick's away. So we have reached halftime. A no break needed. Let's get back to it. Week 3, here we go with quarter 3. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. All even through one half of football as we get back underway in quarter number 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense ready to go back to work. And the first half was not kind to him, and he knows that. 3 interceptions, but still tied, so kind of a clean slate.
I'd say it's a reprieve because ordinarily you throw 3 interceptions, your team should be behind. So he has to be thinking to himself, okay, I'm off the hook for that one. I have to play better for my team here in the second half.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now Akers to start the 3rd quarter on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 2nd down, here's Lawrence. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Jaguars. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
Lawrence's throw into the hands here of Hardman. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Now Lawrence to throw on 2nd down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Hassan Haskins, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And it's up and good to extend the lead to 13-6. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Hassan Haskins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. It'll be a touchback. The ball brought out to the 25 as Mickens will not return it. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half? All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
And you can't say enough about our man making the interception right there, Brandon. It's his 12th year in the league, and you told me before the game that he still got it, and he does. What a play that was to come away with the football.
Lawrence now off the bootleg. On the move to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. 64 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
On 3rd down, here's Haskins. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Texans force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now Jones. Checks this one down to Robinson. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Wide open receiver complete. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's good for 28 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
On 1st down, Lawrence. And his throw is going to be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try to chip away this time.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Tucker's kick is good. And that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, what was 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Okay, can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. It'll be a touchback. The ball brought out to the 25 as Mickens will not return it. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're...
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Bijan Robinson with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Texans have got it back to within a score. Elliott Good with a PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. But looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. So 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 26-yard line. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Back now in Jacksonville. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Play action. It's Lawrence.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on foot.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Myles Garrett able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking the lead.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Myles Garrett dropping him for the second straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on third down.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to swell the lead to 6.
Tucker's kick is good.
And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
It'll be a touchback. The ball brought out to the 25 as Mickens will not return it.
Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
96 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
Robinson, he'll try the left side.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41.
Trenton Simpson firing in and sticking him for a loss.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now Jones.
Open man is born. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of 1st at the 32. That'll give him 8 that time. And it'll be 4th down. Substitution time now. Here's Jones. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. A new lease on life after the fourth down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL. But if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Throwing Jones. Now he's forced out right. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Daniel Jones, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans are an extra point away from going back on top here in the fourth. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So here now, Lawrence and the Jaguars. Down 20-19. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On the handoff, it's Akers.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Well, they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Here's Lawrence. They'll roll him out right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Myles Garrett in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And he will have the Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. 2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Throwing now, Lawrence. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Here comes 2nd down. Back to throw, Lawrence. And he finds a man with a crossing route. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Lawrence. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
19 ticks remain. 2nd down here. From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers.
And he'll take this one down to the 36.
Holding. Offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
On the give, this is Akers.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. 16 yards out of play. It's now
The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. And he got it. He splits the uprights from 50 yards out. And the Jaguars have won the game.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning.